and welcome back to another exciting edition of my The Fast and the Furious model movie car collection. Now, special shout out to Checkers South Africa for allowing me to fulfill my destiny of collecting all my favorite feature cars from the Fast and the Furious film franchise, which, if we look at it quite frankly, is quite a large number of cars, but as my dad always used to say, God rest his soul, you always do it in pieces, or as we say in our famous Afrikaans idiom, or I don't know what the English word is for spreekwoord, but how do you eat an elephant, guys? Sticky by sticky. Now, the same can be applied to this. I'm actually looking at the cars just off camera here. So the same can be applied to the Fast and Furious model movie car collection. So we are delving once again back into the world of the Fast and the Furious. So guys, I found another rare Brian O'Connor car. Now, as I told you guys in the very first video I did of my The Fast and the Furious model movie car collection, every car that I see or I perceive throughout the duration of the film, whether it's had a very long life like Dom's Dodge Charger, the 1970s model, or whether it was like Brian's orange Toyota Supra, every car, whether it plays a long story or a short storyline, it's still a significant car. And that is no different to the cars we're going to be looking at today, because as I'm looking at them off camera, you guys are really going to enjoy this one. So without further ado, the car that we are going to be looking at today is the Blue Porsche 911 GT3 RS 996 model as seen in Fast 5, which came out in 2011. Now, before we get into the detail of the movie, let me just do the traditional 360 view for you guys, so you guys can take a look at that beautiful specimen of a car. And as I did in a couple of the other videos, you guys can see on the back here some of the cars in the new collection. I just want to see if the camera can pick all of them up. So I do have some of them, but not all of them, because I'm kind of focusing on a specific line, but we'll get into that in a future video. So let's just finish the 360 and we can get into the detail of where this Blue Porsche 911 GT3 RS 996 model fits into the story. Now let's just put him down here out of frame and let's get into his backstory. So as I mentioned, when I did the turnaround or the reveal of the car, it made its debut in Fast 5, which came out in 2011. And Paul Walker was still with us, who played the brilliant, and I do mean the brilliant, Brian O'Connor. Now, before it became Brian's car, without giving like the whole plot away of Fast 5, so Dom and the gang kind of had to relocate to Brazil due to unforeseen circumstances, and they are looking for cars to pull off one of the biggest heists to steal money from one of the biggest crime lords, Hernan Reyes, in Brazil. And they go to like a local street racing scene where it's like pink slip races, which pays homage to the very first movie, the Fast and the Furious 2001, where they basically try to find suitable cars to test in their compound or their hideout for camera detection around hairpin bends. And Brian and Dom, they go there in the Dodge Charger and they start walking through the potential racers to check the cars out. And then, well, I can't do the whole Brian look justice, but there's one point in the clip in this video where Brian and Dom are walking up to this blue Porsche, and Brian just says, "Oh man, look at that! How about that? All motor and no tuning issues. I wouldn't mind having that." And then, of course, they get interrupted by one of the locals, Diogo, played by Louis da Silva Jr., who is the current owner in time of said Blue Porsche GT3 RS 996 model. And then they go back and forth, and he brags about how it's held the pink slip racing or the drag racing record the last 3 years in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And then Dom, oh man, I love it when Vin Diesel, when he's playing Dom, I love it when he does that powerhouse, I call it the powerhouse smirk, where he just goes like, we'll see about that. And then basically he challenges Diogo to a pink slip race, which he ends up winning. So Diogo loses ownership of the car, and the Porsche changes ownership from Diogo to Brian O'Connor. And when they take it back to the compound and Brian tests it out around the compound, where they have set up like a mock CCTV camera thing to test for hairpin bends and visibility around hairpin bends, they all come to the realization that the Porsche, I don't know if it's Porsche or Porsche, so please forgive me if I say it wrong. So they test out the Porsche around the corners, and the team, much to Brian's dismay, comes to the same conclusion that the Porsche is just not that fast enough to go around the hairpin bends and avoid camera detection. So for now, guys, and until the next video in my The Fast and the Furious model movie car collection from myself and the Blue Porsche GT3 RS 996 model, driven first by Diogo, played by Louis da Silva Jr., and then later on Brian O'Connor, played by the late great Paul Walker, Harry Dream Chaser!
Home sweet home.
How about that? All motor, no tuning issues. I always wanted one of those.
Held the record on the F&D to 3 years running. Caraca, mané. You got a lot of balls to bring your problems here, Torreto. Not to mention a cop.
Yeah, we can keep that on the low.
Word on the street is a lot of people looking for you, too. What? You didn't think we'd recognize you?
I was kind of counting on it. That little coupe may run the streets around here. But that monster has never seen a set of taillights, ever.
Well, she's about to. Agora, o carro de Dominic na minha garagem, aquilo será um troféu massa. Let's go. Legend. Car for car.
Car for car.
You want it, come and get it.
Really? Where'd you get that from? Papa Smurf? Okay, O'Connor. Give it your best shot.
How was that one?
Camera caught you.
What?
Yeah, it still caught you.
And I was milking the hell out of that thing, too.
We're gonna need a faster car.
La mano arriba.